Hi guys, so this is my final reflection video for the drug simulation. What I learned about how individuals suffering with addiction and how they operate is that there's always going to be a need to find a place to go take their substance, and how difficult it can be when it comes to finding a place that's private. Also, when the time comes that their brain knows that they need the substance, they could probably get shaky and irritated with everyone because they just want to go and get it over with because they need it. My thoughts and feelings that I had when I had trouble locating ice cubes. Ooh, oh my gosh, it was so difficult sometimes, especially being out and about and not being near someplace that had ice. It made it challenging for me, and I felt like I got irritated because I just knew I needed to go somewhere to find an ice cube, and that wasn't always possible, especially when I was at the DMV and I was stuck there forever and then had to go to the gas station after and eating the ice cubes real quick, and then finding a private place. I guess it was easier for me than most because I stayed home a lot, but there was also the point that I kept having to go hide in the bathroom every few hours and just sit there and chew the ice cubes, which took forever. I eventually started to let them melt on the last day because I got tired of chewing on the ice cubes, but then me having to wait for them to melt, sometimes my cup got stolen and used for other purposes, so then I had to wait and go over the whole process again. The role that secrecy plays in addiction is you start to become very sketchy in your everyday lifestyle. I think people kind of come aware when you start acting weird and have to go find a place to go hide real quick. It was tough too. I don't like lying to people, and so for me that was a big key factor in my problems during this simulation. But secrecy also gives people that privacy, but not everyone has access to that kind of a privacy, so it can make what could be a normal situation for people to go take substances, it can make it way more challenging. I was forced to lie, and that I hate lying completely, and my thoughts and feelings were just, I was irritated with myself that I couldn't tell my family what I was doing, or my friends what I was doing, and the fact that I had to go and hide, and why I would get so irritated when my cup would get dumped or somebody would use my cup of ice that was just sitting out. So it just kind of it made me kind of get angry sometimes because people would ruin it for me, but then I couldn't really explain why I was getting angry about it. I guess now I've never really had to deal with a kind of addiction where it was it's an hourly need throughout the day. So I understand why people who suffer from addiction can get so anxious and irritated with other people around them, because if they don't have that place to go, then they have nowhere to get their substance, and sometimes that people call them out on why are you acting weird, why are you going into this bathroom, why do you keep going outside on long walks, and why aren't you talking to us? And I can see how our simulation, how that can actually occur in other people's lives. So it was definitely a great learning experience. I'm glad I did it, but I'm definitely glad it's over with now. It's such a challenge, so I hope people who are suffering from these kind of addictions, I don't know, I hope they can figure it out and not get stressed, and hope they can get the help that they need, because just doing it with ice cubes was challenging enough, and I don't know how people get away with other stuff, but again, glad I got to experience this and kind of know what it's like to be in the mind and life of an addict.